Welcome to the Innovation Squadcast, making a positive difference in learning through innovation.
Welcome to the Innovation Squadcast. Thanks for making us part of your educational PD journey. In today's episode, we are excited because we are diving into the remarkable world of the SC Sea Grant Consortium, where education meets environmental stewardship. As educators, we have the unique opportunity to inspire our students to connect and protect our oceans, fostering a sense of responsibility and curiosity about the natural world. Join us as we explore innovative programs like the Ocean Odyssey Coastliner Program, discover valuable resources aligned with South Carolina standards, and uncover ways to engage students in meaningful community science initiatives. Let's empower the next generation of environmental stewards and ignite a passion for learning in our classrooms. I am Jimmy Kate.
Nicole LaPointe.
And Evie Bell.
Evie Bell is our special guest from the SC Sea Grant Consortium. I met her at a workshop. We were on the Yorktown, and I was blown away by what you were able to provide and very interested. And I think that your resource is kind of going to be a great opportunity for our students and our teachers here in Berkeley County. So kind of a brief overview of the SC Sea Grant Consortium and even maybe a little bit of your background and how you kind of got started in this would be great.
Sure. Thank you for having me today. This is very exciting. So I work for the South Carolina Sea Grant Consortium, and we are based in Charleston, South Carolina. And the Sea Grant Consortium is part of a network of 34 Sea Grant programs across the country. So we're not just a standalone institution. We're part of a national network. We're also a state agency, so we're a freestanding state agency, so we serve the entire state of South Carolina. Our mission is coastal science serving South Carolina, so we do that through kind of a multi-pronged approach of research, extension to our different communities, and education and outreach throughout South Carolina.
That's fantastic. How did you get started in this? Like, what's your background?
Oh, man. I have loved marine science ever since I was a child. I went on a field trip to Jekyll Island, Georgia, when I was in 4th grade and got completely hooked. I'm from South Carolina, so I grew up exploring the beaches here and really all the wonderful ecosystems that we have across the state. So I've always been a nature nerd. I've always loved exploring, and marine science was just my passion ever since I was a child.
Just going to say how lucky you are. It was your passion, and you're sharing your passion with the rest of us.
It was. And when I went to college, I wasn't sure exactly if I wanted to focus on marine science. And so I ended up I ended up getting a biological sciences degree from Clemson. And then,
that's
it. It was super easy. And then took an internship down in the Florida Keys, and it was a teaching position with teaching marine science. And, at that point I thought I wanted to go into marine science research, and I went down there to teach for what I thought was going to be a few months. I stayed down there for several years and just fell in love with education. And so I ended up going on a course of marine science education instead of research, and I've never looked back. So
good.
Yeah,
yep.
What a wonderful story. So, with teachers looking at this and watching, how can the Sea Grant, it's consortium, am I saying it wrong?
It's consortium, but a lot of people say consortium, so it's however you pronounce it is fine.
Gotcha. How can this align with, and how can they bring this into their classroom and really benefit their students, specifically looking at standards and what kind of, the importance of the environmental topics coming up?
Sure. We have a tremendous amount of not only communications products, like posters and our quarterly magazine. We have curricula that we can provide to teachers for the classrooms. Our education program is also very, very robust. We've got teacher trainings that we host primarily during the summer, but it's an opportunity for teachers to learn about marine science concepts and then how to apply those in the classroom. So we give them not only the science background, but then the tools and the ideas for implementing those into the classroom. And so all of our stuff that we do is aligned to South Carolina state standards. We know that is hugely important to teachers. We like to remove that extra step for teachers to have to try to figure out, does this ocean science concept really align with my standards? So we try to take that step out. So whenever we promote our workshops, a lot of our stuff is already online and aligned to standards. So we try to make that, we say easy for the teachers, but we want to take any question to, if they want to know if climate change is going to align to their 4th grade standards, we're going to say, yes, it does. And here's how we see that that's a good fit. So
And what's also important is that everything you guys provide is free for the
Everything.
teachers, right? I think that's the other thing to think about is like this is all free resources that they have access to.
absolutely. Everything we do is free. Our teacher trainings are free. We have all of our resources. We've got a loaner kit program where we've got kits that teachers can check out for free. We provide all the supplies that they need, and then they just have to come pick it up and return it.
Oh, that's what I
Other
was
than
going to
that,
say.
so,
So they just kind of fill it out online, or they go and do the interest.
They do. We've got an online form. Sometimes we get requests over email, but we do have an online form for all of our kits that they can go and access, and then we get back within 24 to 48 hours.
And how long do they get these kits for?
I was just going to say they can check it out for a month. They can check it out for a day.
Wow.
So it's kind of first come, first serve, but they can take it as long as they need it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll have a link to the website, and we'll have a link to those in the show notes as well, and also a link to your email so that they can get in touch with you as well. So we have all that right here in our show notes for them to be able to do that. And so, yeah, life sciences, I thought environmental sciences, even like in social studies, like civics, because, you know, environmental stewardship is a big part of that as well. Math, data collection, all of those.
All that.
Yes.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
We do try to make sure that what we provide is very interdisciplinary. So
Yes.
we pull in math concepts. We definitely love to pull in the cultural
Yep.
and social concepts as well into a lot of our programs.
And
So
then writing and research as well.
writing and
yeah.
research and ELA. So we do try to come at it from different angles, knowing that that's the most impactful type of teaching is that interdisciplinary approach.
Good. So what is the Ocean Odyssey Coastliner Program that I saw?
Yes. We had the pleasure of meeting
Yes.
during that workshop. So the Ocean Odyssey Coastliner Program, it's a new program for us. It was grant funded by the National Marine Sanctuaries Foundation, as well as NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And that it was a grant that was less than a year, but what it allowed us to do was to create some career-focused toolkits and career-focused opportunities. We wanted, not only with marine science, it's fun to learn about, but we also want, especially our youth, to know that there's a potential career path for them. And it doesn't have to be research. It could be, engineering, or it could be technology. It could be crewing on a research ship. You could be a captain on a research ship. So what that grant provided was the opportunity to create 4 new kits, all having to do with ocean exploration or ocean topics, and then a career component. So those topics were building a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV. So these are the really cool unmanned robots, if you will, that explore different areas of the ocean. We have, more than half of our ocean has not been explored. So this is a huge area that we need people to explore. All the great things we're discovering.
This is the kit that we did, right?
This is the kit that we did.
This is what got me super excited.
I was
because we got
going to
build,
say,
and these are impressive
sign me up.
motors that they had to be able to run these. It was a really fun kit, and this is one of the kits
Yep.
that they can check out.
This is one of the kits for free.
Yep.
So we provide the motors. We
Yep.
provide a pacing guide to tell you how to implement the concepts into the classroom.
Yep.
We provide the background PowerPoint presentation. So if you are not as familiar with ROVs, it's no problem. You can read and just go verbatim through
Yep.
the kit and do that.
And then as ILCs we would also help our teachers be able to integrate all that as well. So they'd have
Yes.
extra resources as well.
Yes,
So, yeah,
yes.
And what about the ocean animals?
So
They're
yes,
not included?
Yes. So we do have. So for these kits, we've got a weather and climate kit. We also have a catapult kit that it shows students how planes are launched from an aircraft carrier.
Yep.
It's by a really fancy catapult. So the students build a catapult and get to
Oh,
learn
yeah,
how
that's
to do
what I
that.
built. Yeah.
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 Yeah. So that was so that was the Yorktown one. I thought that was her kit. It was your kit.
That was no,
Oh.
actually.
Or you guys working together on that?
That was it. So in this Ocean Odyssey grant, Patriots Point Naval and Maritime Museum, as
Yeah.
well as the Department of Employment and Workforce, were our partners on this grant.
That's
and so Hannah Giddens with the
Yeah.
Yorktown, she's the
Yep.
one that developed that catapult kit.
She'll be in a
So-
couple of weeks on the podcast
Yes,
as well.
yes, she
And she'll
will.
be at
Yes,
our
she
summit in October, and then you're coming to
Great.
the summit in March.
That's
So-
right.
Yes.
That's
so-
right. You're going to get us all the
Oh,
time.
I
now,
have a
so.
feeling she's going to want to
Yeah.
come
So,
to the October one
Actually,
now too.
I actually took that experience and I laser cut it out of the wood and created the same thing over there out of wood using a laser cutter. So I
Wow.
designed
Oh,
it like in a CAD
good.
program and then cut it all out.
That's
so
exciting.
I'll show you that when I'm done.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And then to your question, our fourth kit is a capstone project. And so that's where they look at the impacts. They can come up with an issue or a topic. And so there's the opportunity for them to explore ocean animals as well. So looking at either a question or an issue that may impact either water quality or an ecosystem or an animal or plant, they can research that. So that's the fourth kit. So that's a little more customized for their needs for that one. So
it's an amazing program.
I
so,
know.
Yeah, we definitely got to get our teachers involved in checking those out as well. So you talked about some like professional development opportunities, workshop trainings. Can you go into a little bit more details about like how teachers would find out about those and when they can do those?
Sure. We do a lot of teacher trainings through South Carolina Sea Grant. We do this because when we look at all the our wonderful partners that do environmental or marine education, a lot of them are doing field trips and they're destination-based types of institutions. We're not necessarily. We're housed downtown Charleston, so we're not always as accessible to come, and we're not really set up for field trips. And so what we found is really our niche in this landscape, basically, if you will, is teacher professional development. And so we host different either one-day workshops or we have multiple-day workshops. And these workshops are designed to focus on one or several concepts having to do with ocean science. And so, for example, we just did a marine debris multi-day workshop this summer, and that was a chance for teachers to come over 2 nights and learn about not only research that's going on in marine debris, but then we looked at different resources they can use in their classrooms, and we also have a field component, which is always fun. So we do. So we cover a host of different topics, ranging from ecosystems to different issues like climate change, and teachers can find out about this. We've got a really nice monthly newsletter called the Lettered Olive that comes out, that if you subscribe to it, you get a monthly newsletter, and we promote all of our workshops that are coming up, along with some of our partners that have workshops that are coming up. So you can stay abreast of what's going on.
We can link that here.
Yep. And they can sign up at the website. Yeah,
you can.
Perfect.
You can.
Yeah, we'll have that linked in there. So.
And so our workshops are pretty unique. We really love them. All of our workshops and really everything we do ties back to research that's going on, not only that we're supporting through the consortium, but just it's all steeped in very solid science. And so we really want to make sure that we're providing the most up-to-date research and science concepts for teachers to use in their classrooms.
I think I decided what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah.
Come on.
So, why is student environmental stewardship important? How can teachers, if they, what are the benefits of, teaching this idea of learning and community engagement, and what are ways that tips and for educators to kind of inspire this?
I know that I'm speaking to the choir here, preaching to the choir here, but the future really rests with our youth. And if you've lived in South Carolina, I'm from here, just seeing how many people are moving here to this wonderful state, and while that's wonderful, and it's wonderful, and we like to see that South Carolina is a growing and a popular state. But there's a balance with that, the pressure that's being put on our ecosystems from either pollution or runoff or habitat loss. And there's a balance that's to be struck. And so we hope that our programs are instilling not only concepts, and we want them to learn the concepts, but we want them to foster some sort of stewardship ethic, looking at, you can have both. You can have, wise development and also conserve, do it in a meaningful and thoughtful way that also protects the environment. So it's really important that our programs do that. Our programs are not just pumping out facts and research and data, but we also want them to get excited and hook this younger generation to loving where they live and that sense of place. Because there's a quote that I know it's probably very well known, but it's in the end, we will conserve only what we love only what we understand, and we understand only what we're taught. And that's at the root of what we do, is trying to instill that. We also, with our teachers and our educators, we really want those educators to feel that they're supported by us. They've got the tools, and they can reach out to it at any point to be like, I need some ideas for how to do this concept teach this concept with my students. We also want them to feel like they are empowered and they are inspired to teach this too. So we never want our workshops to be like, okay, here's all this information and see you later. We want them to feel empowered and feel inspired and know that they're part of now a network of people who are going to support them as they try to teach these concepts to their students. That was very long-winded, but
that was perfect.
I'm very passionate about it.
Yes, clearly. And I love how it's not just the fun and the hands-on learning and the standards base, but you're reaching out further to this is where you live, love where you live, and maybe even find some type of job or career. So
Absolutely.
you start at the bottom and you work it the way up. And it's
Absolutely. And I mentioned this before, but one of the things that we really are trying to do is broaden this idea of what is a career in marine science or ocean science, because ultimately people think it's research or it's swimming with dolphins, which is fun, but
Right.
What are those other things? So if you're a good communicator or a good writer or a graphic designer, we need those communication tools.
Yep.
A lot of our stuff that we offer through Sea Grant, we've got education programs, but we have a wonderful communications department because we know that, a catchy logo or a flyer or a publication that's going to catch somebody's eye, they're going to read it. So that's also a career. We need good communicators. We need, innovators. We need engineers. And so it's very broad. So that's one of our challenges, is trying to broaden that.
That's what
scope.
we like to do too.
Yes,
And
Yes.
that's a challenge,
It is, absolutely.
but it's a fun challenge.
It is a fun challenge.
So we've talked about like the curriculum resources. We talked about the kits. Are there like smaller, like say I don't want to do a big kit. Are there smaller lesson plan activities, ideas, and, environmental education? Where were those resources? What can they find those? 'Cause we did a
Absolutely.
smaller activity, I think, before we did the big kit, right?
Yes, absolutely. We do have lesson plans, just standalone lesson plans on our website. And we have a really wonderful publications tool that you can search. So if there's a topic that you're interested in, you can search for, say, climate change. And it's going to pull up not only lesson plans, but it's going to pull up different research projects that we're doing. So you can kind of get a nice suite of information on a particular topic.
That's
so
awesome.
it's pretty user-friendly with that.
Yeah, and those are all connected to standards, like you talked about, to South Carolina.
Absolutely.
So, do you ever go in and teach anything?
I do.
You're allowed to. Yeah,
I do.
How many are on your team?
So there are two of us.
Okay.
So
For
there
the
are
whole
two of
state of
us.
South Carolina?
The whole state. So there are two of us. I have a wonderful
Berkeley County is reserving you for the
Yes.
next year. Okay.
Please.
Thank
please. No, we're a staff of two. Morgan Treon is our marine education specialist,
Okay.
and she's wonderful, and we do a lot through partnerships. And so a lot of our stuff, pretty much everything that we do, we also are working with partners across the state. And so any workshop that we do, it's always going to have a bunch of partners with us. So that helps not only expand our reach, but working with a network of other partners is nice, I think, for teachers to see that we're coming at it from different angles and different resources.
Gotcha.
So
if a teacher wanted you to come in and teach a lesson, they just email you and you try to set it up the best you can?
absolutely.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
That's
That is.
fantastic.
So you've mentioned all these workshops and stuff for teachers. Do you do anything for the students in the summer, like any kind of camps or anything?
We partner with a couple of camps. We've helped out with, there's a Clemson 4-H2O camp that we
Okay.
do that's water-based. We will plug into different camps. We don't necessarily organize a separate camp, but with all the wonderful ones that are going on, we will plug in. We did some work with the Charleston County Parks this past summer where we did ROVs, and we
Yeah.
built a weather buoy with them through their camp. So we'll plug in. We don't run our own, but we love being able to shop our resources out in different ways. So for the students.
That's great. Is there anything we left out that we didn't get to?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think no. I think that's it.
So
But
the
please
most-
check us out. We
that's
do
the
have
important thing, I
other-
think.
yeah.
Is I think go to the website, get on that newsletter so that you can get all the resources, check out the kits, check out the lesson activities, and then again, definitely explore those resources. And then again, get in touch with you, get in touch with us, and we can get in touch with you, and we could, kind of, work together to build resources and build activities that, again, are tied to the standards, but also are engaging and teaching that environmental stewardship, which I think is very important. So.
And we are
Absolutely.
definitely going to want to know if any of the students are or teachers are reaching out,
Yes.
so that we can come in and be part of it and see what's
so
going on.
tag
So
us in there.
yes,
and-
make
was
sure
great.
you don't forget
Yes.
about us.
That sounds
Yeah,
great.
and then she'll be back in March and
Yes.
doing our innovation summit. She'll have a workshop there. Hopefully, we'll be
Yes, we'll be
building
doing some ROVs
Yes,
then
yes,
too.
yes,
so,
yep.
yes,
Building it,
so
bringing the
fun,
kits
yes.
there, so you can check them out there as well. So, yeah, we are so excited that you were able to
you.
be here and thrilled that you were able to help us out today. And I really hope that teachers will take advantage. Again, your email is linked into there, the website's linked, and in the show notes. So check those out and be a part of that as you're moving forward. So.
That's great. Thank you so much for having me.
We were so happy that you were here. So
I know I learned so much just now.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I've enjoyed this, and I've enjoyed seeing all the fun things you all have here in your playroom in here. So this is amazing.
yeah, so we're in our maker hub, and we've got robots all over the place. and
Right.
maker stuff, so.
And drones, which I'm also very excited about.
Right.
So.
Yeah, good luck with your drone training.
Thank
as well.
you.
We
Thank you.
appreciate that.
Thank
so
you.
again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the show notes. Again, reach out to us if you have any questions about any of this. If you want to be on the podcast, make sure that you reach out to us as well. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you get all the new episodes, or follow at wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening. Until next time, keep innovating. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.